Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey with your forecast for February 15th, 2021. So we have a big week in astrology, and I know I say that every week, but really every week has been big. But this week we have the start of the exact square between Saturn and Uranus, and really this is what 2021 is all about. This is probably the most major transit for this year. Now, last year, if you remember, we had Pluto-Saturn, and that was to kind of tear everything down and apart, all the structures in our lives. So now we have Saturn and Uranus, and not quite as challenging as last year, but still challenging. So this is a year of revolution. It's a year of change, not just on a collective level, but on a personal level as well. And you have been thinking about what your personal revolution is because the universe keeps giving you clues. If you're not 100% sure where you're going, the universe is asking you to experience life in a new direction, at least in one area. But change is inevitable, and at least in one area of your life. And if you don't like change, the universe is kind of saying, too bad. You're going to have to embrace it at some point. So it is better not to go against the grain. It is better to accept and kind of, manifest something good. So Saturn is asking you to be responsible in one area of life, and Uranus is shaking the foundations of another part of your life. So you kind of have, one foot in an old life and one foot in a new life. And you have to decide what to keep and what needs to go and how you're going to do that. And of course, as humans, we don't like to change. We don't welcome in, change. It's scary to us. And what we have to realize is that this is happening so that you can be shaken free from something and be more authentically you. So whatever is being shaken free from your life, it is so that you can be more yourself and in alignment with what your soul came here to do or to learn. The exact square will happen 3 times, and the first time is February 17th, and both are direct and strong. And when you have 3 hits of a planet, it's kind of like, the first time is like, oh, there's a spaceship on my lawn. And then the second one is like, oh, I really should do something about that spaceship there. And then the third one is like, yeah, I kind of understand what I'm supposed to do with this spaceship, and I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I'm just going to integrate it into my life. So that's kind of what is going on here. The second hit of this is June 14th. Saturn will be retrograde, so that means that Uranus is going to be stronger, and that shakes up future, or that shakes up foundations. And then we have the last hit, which is December 24th. Saturn is going to be going direct, and Uranus is retro. So Saturn is going to be stronger here, and it's going to be you focusing on the new structures that you've put into place and building on that now, because you had to understand the spaceship and integrate that into your life. Okay, let's talk about it in your chart. Hello, Sagittarius. So this week we have the first of 3 squares between Saturn and Uranus. And for you, this is happening in a part of the chart that has to do with travel, communication, thoughts, and how you speak, how you learn, skills that you are learning. And there is some kind of revolution or shakeup going on in your 6th house. Your 6th house is work. It also has to do with your day-to-day routine and your health habits. So what is being shaken up there? What do you need to change? Where do you need to have a personal revolution in that 6th house? of, health habits and coworkers and self-care. And how are you of service to humanity? There's a shakeup there. You're going through something where you need to become more authentically you, and that might be you communicating differently to coworkers, or you speaking in a different way, or you learning more skills that changes your daily habits, or this could even be you changing your health habits. But something here is saying there's a spaceship on your lawn and you have to integrate. You're like, wow, I'm looking at that right now. I got to do something about that. So think about what you need to change and where you're going to restructure and be more free because you restructured that. We also have Venus squaring Mars. So, this can be an action taken on, your values. Maybe your values at work are changing, or maybe your money is changing. Maybe you need to ask for a raise. There is something here that is asking you to act on a part of your work, but it also has to do with your values and how you're communicating that. And then on the 20th, Mercury goes direct. And, same part of the chart, the thoughts, the communication. So if you do want to ask for a raise, probably wait until the 20th. But you're going to be able to communicate more clearly and in your work area, and, articulate more clearly in your health habits, in your day-to-day habits. That's going to become a lot more clear. So, trust that. But there is some kind of frustration here where you have to be done with the old and in with the new so you can authentically be yourself. All right, it'll be a great week, Sag.